Hello students, this is Dr. Lutz dropping in on your advisement again, this time to focus on another one of our core values. You've heard a lot about diversity in the last couple of weeks. You've seen great student presentations on diversity. You've seen presentations on Hispanic Heritage Month and on Indigenous Heritage Day and on the fact that this is Diversity Month. So I'm going to give you another take on why this is so important to us as an international studies school. To start with, I'd like to share how fascinating I think it is to see how diversity works in nature. Every kind of environment creates a framework for how the life it contains survives over time. The life in a forest, for example, depends on the interaction of diversity among its animals, plants, and minerals for sustaining life on a long-term basis. No element of life in a forest is self-sustaining. It depends on the interactions of all the forest's elements to sustain it. On a whole planet basis, we are learning more all the time about how different factors of Earth move and adjust for the good of the planet. We're learning more and more how we need to understand when we as humans interfere with that dynamic process of balance in the Earth's incredible interactive diversity, and what we need to do to overcome what we've interfered with. When we talk about diversity in human terms, we know the planet, our own country and places where we live, have diversity we mark broadly, maybe too broadly sometimes, in categories of races, economic classes, and heritage. When I lived in Afghanistan, I had the opportunity to see how diverse the country's population was. There were many tribes of people who lived in regions where they had lived with their tribal cousins and families. But by and large, each tribe kept to itself, and it could be because, except for the major cities, the country was sparsely populated. But because of a war that involved outside countries' interests, followed by a long civil war that accentuated the tribal differences and struggles for leadership power, Afghanistan was torn apart. During the early years of this extremely violent time, 1/3 of the population fled, mostly to neighboring Pakistan, to get away from the turbulence just to survive. But in the last 15 years, more and more people are coming to a new vision of the country that realizes people need to come together. They need to understand and work through their differences for a purpose, for a sustainable and better Afghanistan. In DCIS, we have a diverse enrollment. We can talk about that diversity as a descriptor about how our school has students from many different backgrounds. But I suggest that we talk about diversity as something we do, a verb. We are all a part of a bigger picture that needs each one of us in our diversity to create something better. You all are our future leaders, leaders we desperately need with the skills to understand in this action. The purpose of diversity in action is to make a better world together, project by project, vision by vision, by using our different backgrounds and perspectives to guide us together in every next step for our communities, our country, and our planet. Thanks for listening. Have a good day and have a good weekend.
Hi DCIS, here are your weekly announcements. This is Ambassadors Club running your meeting. Do you love DCIS? Do you want to help recruit future DCIS students? Do you want to earn school service? Please join Ambassadors Club. We meet on Thursdays at lunch at 12 p.m. on Google Meets using the code DCIS Ambassadors. Everyone is welcome to join, and if you have any questions, you can contact me, Sadie Maskett, Izzy Jurian, or Mr. Garvey. Juniors and seniors, I have great news that you are able to apply for the Seal of Biliteracy. The window to apply is now open, and the deadline is October 31st. The Seal of Biliteracy is placed on your high school diploma, stating that you are literate in 2 or more languages. How great is that? Please apply if this is something of interest to you. Please feel free to email me at marcella_quesada@dpsk12.net if you have questions about the Seal of Biliteracy. Jewish Student Connection is a club where you can learn about Jewish identities, religion, and ethnicity. Everyone is welcome, and you do not have to be Jewish to join. We meet on every other Tuesday at lunch at 11:45. Our next meeting is on October 27th, and we hope to see you there. You can follow dcis.jsc on Instagram, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to me, Sadie Maskett. Join Climate Change Awareness Club to raise awareness and help work towards a brighter future. They meet at lunch on Tuesdays. Use the code DCISCCAC to join. Are you interested in learning or trying out how to code? Join the Coding Club, which meets on Tuesdays from 2:10 to 3:10 on Google Meets using the code DCIS Rivera.
I was searching for interactive programming language on the internet, and I came across Scratch. As soon as I shared my first project, I got instant feedback, and I was like, okay, I want to continue with this.
I remember my first project was a super simple animation. I'm still actually really proud of my first project. It opened my eyes to the different possibilities that coding can present.
So I've been drawing basically since preschool when I learned how to hold a crayon. I think making art with Scratch is different because I can collaborate with other people and make something interactive that other people can use.
There was a song that said, "Happy, happy birthday." I put Scratch in there. It just became an instant hit on the site and inspired so many people to make their own songs and remixes.
Anyone can do anything with my project, and sometimes it's really funny how they change things at the end. It just goes to show like how much you can actually do with all the things you have in Scratch.
When you're looking at other people's projects, you're engaging on such a different level, which really encourages this kind of mindset of seeing yourself and each other as makers of things and not just consumers.
But I never thought that I could do like the coding part. Like I thought like I have to wait till I'm a grown up and like hire someone to code it for me. But then I was like, hey, I can actually do this myself.
It gets more complex, but once you know the basics, you can add on to your knowledge and move at your own pace.
If you like solving problems, if you like drawing, if you like making music, if you're into anything, Scratch is for you.
Students, you rock! As nominated by your teachers, these are the caught in the acts. First category, reflection. Leo Quist. Leo has demonstrated reflection as he engaged in our classroom. Kat Borowski, for being thoughtful, diligent, and downright hilarious. Next category, integrity. Noah Montoya, staying after class to finish his narrative during asynchronous time on a Friday afternoon without being asked. Way to go, Noah. Jimena Flores. Jimena makes it a point to always do the right thing, even when it is difficult. Next category, collaboration. Saidi Aiden, great collaboration and leadership in group work. Melody Gomez, for being friendly and welcoming every day. Cash Newhouser, for sharing his bunny anytime anyone in our advisement asks for it. Juan Michael Smith Pino, overcame organizational challenges to become a leader and help others. Chris Aziagbi, always comes to class bright and cheery, always a big hello to everyone, sets the tone for a positive class every day. All of Mr. Job's science classes. 6th and 7th grade science classes have been getting better and better with students wanting to share their science learning. In 8th grade, Madeline Doyle, Mila Gettings, Olivia Spicer, and Kelly Casillas Flores. Consistently meeting the expectations in breakout rooms, using breakout rooms to effectively collaborate with classmates. Next category, high expectations. Sebastian Vera, always working hard, continues to push even with internet issues, works for the betterment of himself and the class. Anaya Baeza. Anaya has pushed herself so hard academically and is consistently seeking new challenges for herself in school. Carlos Aceves. Carlos always puts in maximum effort on all assignments and lifts up others with him. Abigail Cifuentes. Abby has really pushed herself to be the best version of herself, pushing through challenges. She's even in her reserved nature to really ignite something special within herself. She is quickly becoming a true leader, and we are lucky to have her in our community. Darely Martinez Caballero, for always pushing herself to do better each week. Miss Stolitza's 9th grade class, for actively participating and sharing your thinking about our English work in meaningful ways. And that concludes the CIAs. I hope to call your name next week.
We were a little light on content for the all-school meeting this week, so I thought I would sing you a song. And you know I keep my ears to the streets, and so I thought to myself, what are the kids into these days? Came to the conclusion, Grateful Dead acoustic covers. I know it. I know you guys well. If you don't know who this is the Grateful Dead. It's a song called Broke Down Palace, and this one just goes out to anyone in our community who has experienced loss this year. It has been a difficult and challenging year, and so this is a song that I just, like to listen to or like to play when I'm feeling down. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope it brings you some comfort. Farewell, my honey. Farewell, my only true one. All the birds that were singing have flown, except you alone. Going to leave this broke down palace on my hands and my knees. I will roll, roll, roll. Sing myself a song beside the water. My time and my time, I will roll, roll, roll. In a bed by the waterside, I will rest my head. Listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul. The river gonna take me, sing me sweet and sleepy. Sing me sweet and sleepy all the way back home. It's a foregone by some many years ago. Mama, mama, many worlds I've come since I first left home. I'm going home by the waterside. I'll rest my bones. Listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul. Weeping willow by the banks, greenish, it'll grow, Sing myself a song beside the water. Lovers come and go, the river rolls. Fare you well, I love you more than words can tell. Listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul. Fare you well, I love you more than words can tell. Listen to the river sing sweet songs to rock my soul. Hope you enjoyed it.